Karma clap.
And welcome back to Gorgeous Pandemonium. I'm Gabrielle.
And I'm Charissa. We're so excited to have you join us for another episode where we dive into the big things, the little things, and all the gorgeous chaos in between.
So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's get into it. Bum, 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 bum. This
Boo, boo,
is
boo.
episode
26.
26.
Yeah.
Last year
I
on our
know.
parents' insurance. Oh no, we're off our parents' insurance now, right?
We're
Damn.
like real adults now.
Ew. I don't like that.
Me either.
I do, though. I love that we are 26 episodes, which means 26 in.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This
I
is
know. This is
amazing.
ridiculous. Nice. That's half a year.
That's half a year. That's more than half a year.
Mm-mm. Because a year has 52 weeks, and split in half is 26.
Half a year. Can't math.
Half a year.
Math is not my strong suit, Charissa.
I mean, honestly, I talked about something that specifically included that calculation today, so
Did you wild woman?
yeah, at work. Good.
Yeah,
Did you lose a feline?
yeah. Your sister found her. We're good. Sorry. God damn it. It's not even 2 freaking minutes in, and they're already being assholes. They've been so quiet this whole time that we've been prepping, too. Sorry, that
That's
was
how it
probably really
works.
loud, folks. Sorry.
It wasn't. Well, at least on my end, it wasn't bad.
I'm gonna make it super loud for everyone.
Make
Hilarious.
sure everyone's awake.
Yeah. Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. Unless you're vegetarian or vegan.
Yeah, tofu and
An avocado.
avocado.
Wakey wakey avocado.
I mean,
What
if
the
you're
heck?
just tofu and avocado, veggie omelet.
Veggie omelet. No, can't have an omelet if you're vegan. Eggs.
Or if you're vegan, yeah.
Yeah.
Tofu and avocado it is.
Wakey wakey tofu avocados.
You can at least say avocado.
Avocado.
Wakey wakey.
Avocado.
Tofu and avocado. Oh, that sounds weird. I don't know.
It's fine. It is what it is. So here we are. Tofu and
Here we are.
avocadoing. My word cards are all the way over there.
No.
Hold on. You can stare at my cute.
Yes, you're slowly adding things to your place. I love it so much.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I had a hair that went like right across my face. Tickled. I didn't like it. Are you okay?
Sounded like someone was running. I don't know if it was James or.
Was it me? I was just like, you go like this really fast. It makes you feel like you're running at an incredibly fast speed.
Especially with this connection. We look like we're
5K, here we come.
I hurt my head.
Calm down, calm down.
Turkey race, right? That's
The
everywhere.
turkey trot. Yeah.
Turkey trot.
Turkey trot.
Don't you do that every year with your family?
Yeah, well, every other year. It's an off year, so I guess they're not doing it this year.
We should do it.
Yeah,
I ain't got no kids.
You want to?
Mm.
At the front door. Are you serious?
Well,
Do you want
it's
to?
expensive.
Depending on
I
what it
am
costs.
interested. Yeah, let's talk about what it costs.
Okay, I'll do some research and I'll see. And we should for sure do it.
I feel like my work did it one year. I wonder if my
on
work
Thanksgiving?
is doing it, if we can get in.
The one on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll go with you if your work does it. 1000% I will.
I'll notate that down.
Notate it down. I was supposed to do a 5K with my work this a couple weeks ago,
I remember
and
you sent it to me, I'm the worst.
yeah, it was the Monster Dash or whatever up in
Mhm.
Ogden, and it just so happened to be the same weekend or the same day as my party, and then my mom ended up coming down. I say that
Mhm.
like it was not like if she hadn't come down, I would have gone. Like I would have if I didn't double book myself, but it's like, okay, nah. I'd rather have a really fun time with my mom and throw a party than go run a 5K. Let me
100%
power walk a
in a costume.
5K in a costume with people that I don't really think missed me. That was rude. I'm sure they did. They were probably like, where is that ray of sunshine? Okay.
So
So
funny.
our word of the day is tell me when, tell me when, tell me when.
When?
Okay. Red or blue?
Blue.
Are you sure you don't want red? I don't know how I'm going to work this one in, but that's fine.
Maybe we go to red.
We can do we can do the blue one. I just don't know how I'm gonna work it in at all. That's okay. I can figure
Okay.
it out.
Okay.
It's borborygmus.
What the hell does that mean?
It's a noun. It's the rumbling sound that tummies make when gas passes through.
Okay. So
Uh,
we're all very familiar with that.
yes, but borygmus. So it's farts. Similar words are
Arboretus.
farts, flatulence, cheese cutting. See also pull my finger.
Okay. Dad jokes. Okay.
Dad jokes for sure.
Yeah, I. What's the red word? I feel like that doesn't fit with our topics at all.
Well, I mean, I feel like the red word really would have gone really well because it's abnormous, which is an
Okay.
adjective meaning outside of the ordinary and a little bit not normal.
I like that. Abnormous. It sounds like, yeah, abnormal and ginormous.
Yeah. Well, other words are strange, irregular, weird, and kooky.
I mean, I feel like we could fit that in.
I feel like we should probably use Beborgmus for the day that I talk about my binge eatings. So maybe at our check-in
Okay,
next week.
that's true. Let's
Okay.
do that.
So our
Okay.
word of the week is abnormous. An adjective meaning outside of the ordinary and a little bit not normal. Similar words would be strange, irregular, weird, and kooky.
Like how it says a little bit not normal.
Mm-hmm. Let's da, da, da. See also two-headed turtle.
Okay.
A little not normal. A little
Two-headed
bit not
turtle.
normal.
Two-headed turtle. Random, since you said turtle.
Okay.
I was scrolling through TikTok the other day
Okay.
and I came upon this video and this person was ecstatic and I was totally here for the energy. And they were like, green turtle's no longer on the endangered
I
list. Let's
saw that. I'm
go.
so happy. It
I
was,
was like, that's so
oh my
cute.
gosh. It was one of those videos that's like world news that isn't negative. Oh, it was
Yeah.
such a that was just a breath of fresh air. Fuck yeah,
It
dude,
was
whoever
it
you
was
are.
the energy, it was so cute. Like, what a good day to be a turtle. I was like, hell yeah.
Seriously.
Fun random fact.
No, not Siri. Shut the fuck up.
We need to find a different word for that because every time I say that, mine also is like, what? But when I call your name specifically to shut off my
Seriously.
alarm or something,
I feel bad because it heard me say shut the fuck up and then it said, okay. Hey Siri. I'm sorry that I said that. That wasn't against you. I just meant it towards myself. I apologize.
but it is safe.
Sorry I was
Be
rude to you.
kind to yourself.
Okay.
Traumatized.
At first it's like, I didn't get that. Are you apologizing? I'm sorry I was rude to you. Okay.
All right. Wait, did I just hear that right? Are you apologizing to me?
I do it all the time. Are you kidding me? Bitsy knows. Well, I guess I do it to
That's
Bitsy, not the other
hilarious.
one. Not the iPhone
That
version.
Yeah, That one feels left out because you talk to Bitsy
Probably.
and
I
about
talk
Bitsy
all
all
the
the
time.
time.
And this one's probably like, "What about me? I've been here way longer than Bitsy."
Fair, I talk to Vox way more too.
Maybe I should start talking to that one more. Maybe I shouldn't because I know that one listens a lot more than Bitsy does.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't even have to, like,
It's not like
explain anything.
it already hears everything.
I know.
All right.
Speaking of abnormous,
Let's hop in.
let's do it.
Okay. So last week I talked about Transgender Week of Visibility, and this episode is coming out a couple days before Transgender Day of Remembrance, because this is coming out the 18th, and this Thursday, the 20th, is Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is what ends the week of transgender visibility and awareness. So I wanted to spend some time kind of talking about this day, what it is. So this day is to honor the lives of trans and gender diverse people who were taken by violence and discrimination, and to remind the world that every life lost was a person with dreams, love, and community. This day originally started in 1999, founded by Gwendolyn Ann Smith to memorialize Rita Hester, a Black trans woman whose death was ignored by mainstream media, and it's grown into a global day of reflection and action. Every year, we continue, unfortunately, to see violence against trans people, especially Black and Brown trans women. Remembering their names isn't just about mourning, it's about naming the systems and attitudes that allow this to keep happening. And when I say remembering their names, there's actually a lot of events. So I would suggest if you're wanting to take part of these, look what's happening in your area because there are a lot of events happening on this day that, I mean, there's a lot of things with these celebrations, right? Like celebration of life, but also remembrance. And generally there is a reading of a list of names of individuals who have been killed this last year, obviously trans or gender diverse. Honestly, I tried to find the list and I tried to look through and find different names that I could read through. And I will say, as of the 20th, I think I saw last year, and I have read through everything I read through, said that the Human Rights Campaign and GLAAD, both of them actually come up with a list because our recordings are obviously a little bit earlier than the days that they release on. I don't have a list, so I don't have any names that I'm going to say today. But I would like to give a moment of silence for everyone in just a moment. So I would say whether you go to those websites, again, Human Rights Campaign, it's HRC or GLAAD, glad.org. You should be able to find it on their websites, or again, try to attend something around you so that you can support and celebrate and bring awareness and learn things yourself. So I would like to actually give a moment of silence right now. So we're going to go ahead and be silent for 30 seconds for all of the lives that have been lost this year and respect. Okay. Thank you for joining us in that moment of silence. Visibility and remembrance are not the same as safety, and that's why days like today matter. They remind us that true allyship means advocacy, not just awareness. Even in the face of grief, this day is also about love, resilience, and the incredible strength of the transgender community. Trans joy is resistance. Every person living authentically adds light to a world that still needs it. Even if we are seen as abnormous, we are beautiful and amazing and individual and unique, right? We honor those who've passed by uplifting those who are here, ensuring trans voices are not just remembered, but heard, supported, and celebrated. So I've got some calls to action. Use today as an opportunity, use this week and also ending on the 20th, right? What the day that we're speaking about is to reflect. How can we create safer spaces in our homes, schools, workplaces, and communities? They can be something as simple as a language, right? There's, especially in schools, there's a lot of language, specifically like gendered language of he and she. Like my kids will get so many papers sent home or emails or whatever, and when speaking in general of a student, it's he or she. It's not they, it's not them. It's very gendered. So even just standing up for something simple like that, to standing up for and supporting gender neutral bathrooms, because that's a really big place that people don't feel safe. Um, there's a lot of light on in not the best ways. Really so many different things that we can do to create safe spaces. Support trans-led organizations, listen to trans voices, and challenge transphobia wherever you see it. I know that we had talked a little bit last week about different individuals that we follow and listen to on social media. Again, with this week as well, we would love to see you comment any influencers or, accounts that you follow or people that you like to listen to, no matter, what they talk through or share. And challenge transphobia wherever you see it. It can be such a small thing of just correcting someone or correcting something, right? Again, with the example of saying she and he, we can simply say they in place of people as a whole. We don't need to be so gendered. So it can be the little things and it can be the big things all across that help to fight this and really support and advocate. Our remembrance becomes real when it leads to change. A lot of people ask after hearing about, if you're just learning about this week and the Transgender Day of Remembrance, or even just, attending these things or listening to these things year over year, there's a big question of what can I do? So, kind of speaking on, again, what we just talked through, allyship is more than awareness, it's how we show up every single day. It can look like amplifying trans voices, not speaking over them, using correct names and pronouns consistently. That is probably one of the bigger ones, right? Especially for those that you know and those in your community. And that's, speaking up in conversations that's even on the side, right? Like if you're in a group conversation and something happens and you can pull that person aside or you can message them or however you're communicating, right? And say, hey, just so you know, this person's pronouns are this, or this person's name is this. Obviously, if you feel comfortable enough in the conversation, you can bring it up. And I think an important thing too is talking to the transgender individuals in your life and understanding what support looks like to them and how they want you to show up for them, because that can obviously look different for each person. Advocating for safety and policy changes in schools, workplaces, and communities, protecting each other in everyday interactions, even small acts of support matter. Allyship is active. It's a commitment to intervene, to educate, and to create spaces where trans people are not just tolerated, but celebrated and safe. Many people lost to anti-trans violence are also disproportionately affected by other systems of oppression, racism, poverty, sex work criminalization, or housing insecurity. This reminds us that safety and justice are not one size fits all. True protection means listening to communities at the margins, supporting grassroots organizations, and addressing the root causes that amplify risk. For example, I know when I started this, I shared trans people of color are often targeted and they face multiple layers of vulnerability. Recognizing this doesn't just contextualize the violence, it calls us to take meaningful, informed action. So, as you celebrate the way that you do, as you go to these different events, as you take your moments of silence, pay your respect, listen to the names that have been read and shared, advocate, show up, support, all of the things. May we also make a promise to keep showing up, keep learning, keep fighting for a world where no one is harmed for being who they are. Keep considering the lives that are still here that we can protect. Each of us has the power to support trans led organizations. Educate yourself and others about safety, advocacy, and affirmation, and be vigilant and proactive in everyday spaces. Let our remembrance be an act of love and a spark for action. I challenge you all to do all these things and especially educate. Even someone being in this space and having a handful of transgender individuals that I'm very close with and seeing things and hearing things with what they're going through and how to support them and showing up in the community, there is still so much more that I can learn and that I do learn every day and in these conversations and when I'm looking up these things, right? Like we all owe it to our other fellow human beings to educate ourselves and be out here and support each other and show up.
Okay, so I loved that all. That was beautiful and so wonderfully said, like I said
Thank you.
before. Uh, do you feel complete?
I do.
Yeah, okay. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna follow up with that because that was so beautifully said. But
You got this.
here we go. We're gonna
Left you
try.
plenty of time. I know mine was a little short.
So, what I wanted to talk about is wildly similar to yours. um, it's about being a better ally. So, there's something that you said like last week or the week before in one of our episodes, and you made a comment about how you don't have to understand someone in order to respect them. And that's what really like drove
Yeah.
this for me.
Got that from my therapist, honestly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love that. So I feel like this, like the reason why this like hit for me so hard is because like that's really what being an ally is all about, right? Like I am a cisgendered woman. I
Mhm.
don't know what it's like to feel like I'm in the wrong body or to feel like I am more masculine than I am feminine. I don't understand that feeling. It doesn't matter if I understand it. What someone else is going through isn't my experience, it's their own, right?
Yep.
Just like for being a cisgendered woman, I don't understand the male experience completely. I
Mhm.
understand bits and pieces of what people tell me, what cisgendered men tell me, and what transgendered men tell me. Doesn't mean I understand it. And that's something I'll never understand. It doesn't mean I can't respect them as people, right? So, with that being said, like, respect does not mean that we have all the answers. It just means that we're willing to show up anyways. Okay, so like when it comes to, how do I want to put this? So when it comes to being an ally, there is a very big difference between understanding someone and respecting them, right? Like I just said, like we don't need to get to understand every single experience just to be kind. I don't have to scrape my knee or stick my hand on a burning stove to understand that that sucks, right?
Mhm.
I don't need to lose someone. Oh, I don't want to go there. Never mind. Hold on. Reverse. Like I don't have to go through something traumatic in order to understand that it's traumatic, right? Or to be kind to someone who went through something that I haven't.
Mhm.
The real goal isn't perfect comprehension. It's consistent compassion. One of the biggest cop-outs that I have experienced in any conversation with someone when it comes to talking about any part of the queer community, especially the trans community, is I don't understand it. I just don't understand. Okay. Two things on that one. First of all, do you want to understand or are you committed to misunderstanding it because that's more comfortable for you? And the second thing is, why do you have to understand it so well? Why? Why does it matter? It does not harm anyone around anyone. So why does it matter? Why do you feel the need to understand it? Or is it simply don't, that you are committed to misunderstanding it because that's more comfortable for you? Either way, right? So that is like recognizing the difference there is part of being an ally. Awareness weeks are like great reminders, but like respect in general should be the baseline, not the exception. Human decency, baseline, bare
Mhm.
minimum. Human decency, respect. The value of a life is bare minimum. That's below bare minimum, anyways. We don't have to understand every piece of someone's journey to hold space for humanity, right? I feel like I've just been
You're
like
saying that
one-liners. I feel like I'm really good at
they're
one-liners.
such beautiful one-liners, though, they're so
I'm
good.
trying really hard to make it flow because I bullet point all of this as I always do.
Yeah.
So to hit on what you said, actually, this is perfect because this is my one thought that I got written down because my pen broke. I say it broke. My
You're
pen just
fine.
quit on me. So you were just talking about using correct names and pronouns and how it's like one of the simplest and most powerful ways to like affirm identity for someone, right? So it doesn't have like you said, it doesn't have to be a big call out every time. And even
Mhm.
in like if you and whoever you are with, the trans individual or non-binary individual, are have talked about it and like you have like a mutual understanding. If you have an understanding with them that it's okay for you to correct people, you don't have to be rude about it.
Mhm.
Example, I was with one of my friends and met their mom for the first time, and their mom met some of my friends for the first time, and they kept using their dead name and their dead pronouns, their former pronouns. It was a very simple correction of the name, correction of the pronoun.
Mhm.
And then that was that. I didn't dwell on it. They didn't dwell on it. Mom did not dwell on it. Everyone moved on. And it's just like, it's a micro kindness to just use someone's correct name and pronouns.
Mhm.
As we talked about last week, or last week or the week before, whenever we talked about kindness, I get petty. So after a while, if someone is committed to using the wrong pronouns, I start using the wrong pronouns for the person who is being an ass.
Correct it real quick.
They will. They will. They'll understand how rude it is. Granted, they'll think I'm absurd, but oh well, you're absurd. You can't get it right. It's okay. You want to play this game? Let's play.
Sometimes it calls for that, though, like,
Yeah.
sometimes when people are going so far out of their way, I read this story that this individual, their family was not respectful, and they had a sibling that was, and they went to a family get-together, and this sibling had an air horn, and every time someone used the wrong pronoun or name, they did an air horn, and they were like, "Fix that 7-year problem in a matter of 2 hours."
I
Sometimes
love
it's gotta
that.
be big, but
I
yeah.
mean, why not? I think you even said this last week with dead names and like switching names. It's as simple as someone going, okay, my full
Uh-huh.
name is Gabrielle. I had the
Mhm.
hardest time with my full name for a very long time. Anytime anyone called me by my full name, I corrected them right then and there. And it took, I don't know, like a week for people to realize that's not okay because I was adamant and I was sassy. Granted, that was back in my not so kind days, but like, yeah, no. It's simple. It's tell someone what they want to be called.
Yeah.
You don't
The sad thing is though, even with nicknames though, is you don't generally have to fight for it. Like, it's
yeah,
generally like, "Oh, okay," like, people are so receptive, but it's
right.
like, if it doesn't fit what your version of that should look like.
Exactly. And fuck your version, not your
Mhm.
life.
Yeah. Mhm. No.
Another thing with so another part of everyday allyship, although it is very important with the trans folk in your life to know like their boundaries and pronouns and everything like that, don't make them your teachers. You don't have to make them do your
Yes.
own research. If you have questions, bring it to them. But don't make them explain every detail about their journey or that's not theirs. Again, we don't have to understand every piece of it. If we have questions and you have a good enough relationship with someone who is trans where you can have that, then go for it. But don't make them your teacher. That's not their purpose. That's not what they're meant to do. Some of them absolutely are complete advocates and will 1000% teach anyone anything they want to know about it. But unless you know that for a fact, and even if you do know that, do your research. Use things like Google and books and podcasts to educate yourself. And if things don't make sense, then bring it to someone that you know and trust and you know isn't gonna get offended. Okay? Again, it is like being a good ally isn't performance. It's just practice. And it's consistency. Okay, so the next one with being a good ally every day, or just being a better ally is something I personally and as soon as I say this first line, you're gonna understand why I struggle with it. It's listening without centering yourself. So it's listening to stories without trying to compare or relate. I am a relater. It's what I do. It's how I
That's really
it's how I find commonalities. And that's not what being an ally is about. It's not about fully understanding, it's about showing up, right? And when someone is telling a story or telling their story, you want to avoid saying things like, I totally get that. If you haven't lived it, you don't know. No. But we don't know unless we fully lived it. Also, asking like how you can support someone instead of just assuming you know what they need is a really, really big one. Um, so it's something to keep in mind with listening without centering yourself is like sometimes the most radical act of love is just to listen, kindness and listening. And the next piece is speaking up even when it's uncomfortable. If you know me on a personal level, you probably know one of my personal heroes is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And one of her quotes is something along the lines of raise your voice even when your voice shakes or something like that. I feel like that's for everything. You don't agree with it, dissent it. Anyhow, so speaking up even when it's uncomfortable. So correcting misinformation or calling out transphobia, like you said earlier, can be super awkward. Like it can be really awkward, but silence can feel like agreement.
Mhm.
Speaking of my heroes, Glennon Doyle wrote about this in her book Untamed. There is nothing more dangerous than the white moderate who see things and say, "Oh, that's not how it should be, and don't do anything. Silence is acceptance. If you do not speak up and you are tolerating it, you are letting it happen. You are part of the problem. Where we, and I say we as you and I, Teresa, and some of our listeners, actually, I want to say most of our listeners, we have some form of privilege, whether it is the color of our skin, whether it's our gender, whether it's our rank in society, we have some form of privilege. And even as women, we do not have as much privilege as others, right? And I know we have more than just female listeners. There are other people who have more privileges than all of us, right? What privilege we do have, we need to be using as a shield, okay? Especially for our trans family and friends. It needs to be used as a shield rather than a spotlight, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Instead of using our privilege of, like my privilege as a blonde white female. Look at me. I'm a blonde white female and I am doing good. I
Mhm.
need to use my privilege as a blonde white female to be heard, not for my benefit,
Mhm.
but to protect those that I care about.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay. Okay. One more thing about speaking up, even when it's uncomfortable. I really, really need people, our dear, wonderful listeners, to please remember your discomfort will never compare to someone's daily reality of discrimination. Okay?
Oh.
Yeah. Like ever. So suck it up, buttercup. Growth never came from a comfort zone, and nobody deserves to be discriminated against. Unless you're a racist piece of shit, then you can go fuck yourself. And I say that with kindness. So the last part of being a better ally that I have written down for us tonight is like ongoing growth, where, especially where we're at in society, with society, with the world the way it is, we need to keep learning, keep evolving, and keep unlearning the bullshit. Okay? And as we celebrate Transgender Awareness Week, like, let it be the beginning of your awareness, not only just the only time that we think about it. Because transgender folk are everywhere, all the time, not just this week. So
Mhm.
make sure that you like let this be your starting point to try and understand even a little bit, or at least try to find the compassion and the humanity within yourself that you claim to have. So again, if you've ever wondered like where to start as an ally, start with respect. That's the foundation of love, and love is where real change happens, where real change grows, and we cannot fight hate with hate. We can only drive out hate with love. So as Trissa brought a lot of facts and heart, I wanted to bring this little tidbit because I know that I can do better and I know that everyone else can do better. Not saying anyone's doing a poor job, but I know that there's always room for improvement because allyship lives in the small moments, in the way we speak, listen, and love. And if we can do that daily, not just like during like 1 week, we can make the world a little bit safer, right? A little softer
Mhm.
and a whole lot more human. And that's really, really what we need. Yes, for our trans friends and family, but we as humanity, we need more compassion. We need more softness.
Mhm.
We need more good in people to show. We need more love.
We do. And we're born with it.
Born with a
It's natural to
yeah,
us. We grow out of it, which is so sad.
yeah. I don't think we grow out of it. I think that
No, not even grow. We're taught
we're taught out of
to
it.
not have that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, That's my piece. It's a little shorter than normal.
I love that. Honestly, that was you had so many, like, powerful things. I was like, "Oh, write that down, write that down." So I feel like I was writing the whole time you were talking. That was seriously so beautiful. I love how you said respect does not mean we have all of the answers, but we show up anyway. Because it really is. I mean, like we said throughout this and throughout other conversations, you don't have to understand or know or anything to respect. You don't like we could literally break it into so many different terms and examples and things, right? But that's really at the end of the day what it is. And where you said, are you committed to misunderstanding because it's more comfortable for you? Oh, oh, it's so true because then you don't have to change and then you don't have to pivot, right? You have, well, I don't understand that. I'm not gonna go with that. It doesn't
It's a
make
cop
sense to me.
out. It's the w
Yeah, 100%.
it's one of my biggest pet peeves in conversations is, "I don't understand that."
Mhm.
Okay. Well, do you want
That's
to, or are
great.
you just gonna is this just your answer? Is this just who you decided to be? Like,
Mhm.
okay.
You don't have to understand. I don't understand German, but I respect the fact that it's a real language.
Ayo,
Like,
mic drop.
like it's literally it's the simplest things. Oh my God. It's people just yeah, they do. They go out of their way to stay in their comfort zone. Ridiculous. And I want to say you said don't make them educate you. And them is like literally fill in the blank in any culture, any different community or anything. Do not make them educate you. You have the ability to educate yourself. We have the fucking internet at our fingertips. Everything. You even have, we've talked about our internet besties on here, Chat GPT. You can literally say, hey, give me some articles on this, give me some facts, help me understand. Like, there's literally so many. And if you get to a point where you feel like there is so much out there, because sometimes, depending upon what it is, you're like, I don't know what's real, I don't know what to read through and what's a good resource and whatever, right? At that point, you can ask, right, someone in the community of like, hey, can you give me a good resource so that I can go educate myself more, that I can get more information? But that's the extent of it. Just because someone fits something doesn't mean that they owe it to the world to educate.
Mhm.
That is not okay. We all have the ability to educate ourselves.
Seriously. I also wanna preface, like, especially when it comes to intimacy, unless that is your intimate
Yes.
partner, shut the fuck up. Why does it matter?
Why?
And if you're that curious, fucking Google it.
Seriously. Why do you think that your curiosity, just because you don't understand something, your curiosity warrants a response and information?
Seriously.
Like the amount of transgender individuals that get such inappropriate questions, I'm like we all have things we wonder about in all different things, right?
Mhm.
That doesn't mean we go up and we ask people about it.
Don't get tacky. Like, what the
Mhm.
fuck is wrong with that
Yeah.
situation? And by that,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm
I get what you're saying. That honestly, like, it makes me want to like return with like super personal questions and like watch people get uncomfortable and be like, oh, I'm sorry. You feel like you need to know this about individuals, but we can't ask you questions about your
s
personal body
seriously.
or
It's like, how do you have sex? I don't know. How do you have sex, Susan? I don't know a Susan. Do I know a Susan? I actually know
Who's
a
it?
few Susans. Oops.
Yeah, I just I will never understand, which I don't have to, but that blows my mind. I don't know. Um, listening without relating.
I'm so
That's
bad at that.
crazy.
I'm so bad at
I
that.
don't know. Well, honestly, like, I feel like, is that a generational thing? I don't even know because I don't know like where it came from because that's literally such a big thing
I
that
think it is a
we
millennial
all try
thing
to do.
because we're all trying to
Yeah,
find a connection. So we're
yeah,
trying to relate
yeah,
one way or another.
yeah, yeah.
Also, for me, it
Relating.
relating, it's me trying to figure out, like my brain trying to figure out a better way to comprehend what I'm hearing. But I
Yeah,
think it is a millennial thing because we crave that connection
yeah.
because we had it before
No, and it
all of the soch.
well, and like even just to, I don't know, empathize with people. I think you have to think a little bit, right, of like if you know what feelings are like whatever this person is talking about, if you know what these feelings are like, or you can't imagine what these feelings are like, right? You can still categorize them and empathize with them.
Hmm.
Because you said, I totally get that. Don't say that. Don't say that because do you totally get it? No, you don't. Even if you have such a similar situation, you are not that person. You
Yeah.
are not in that scenario with all of the things that they had leading up to that, right? I'm in customer service, right? One of the biggest things that we tell customer servicing people is you can empathize and you can hear people. Do not say that. I completely understand. Like, I totally get that. No, I would much rather you not even acknowledge what I said versus pulling out a line like that because that's what it is. It's a line. It is 100% a line. No, you don't. Sorry, that got me on my soapbox.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm here for it because you're absolutely right. It is a line. It's bullshit.
Well, and it's just like why like kind of like you're saying we need to bring back like the compassion and the love. Like why do we go so far out of our ways to get rid of all of those things and to be so robotic and so transactional and so whatever, whatever. And it's just sad. Makes me sad.
Yeah.
I have two more points to comment on. Asking versus assuming what support looks like. So I touched on that in mine too as well, right?
Hmm.
Two as well, same things. Asking versus assuming because support for one person can look completely different for another person in literally any scenario. So it's so important to understand the people that you are supporting. What does this look like for you? How is this best? Because I think it even, you talked about it in another episode. Maybe it was your kindness one of like, how did you say it? Like us showing up for each other is helping us to survive or something. And we had
Yeah.
talked about how
Making it a
showing up
survival
can,
tactic instead of an
yes,
option.
yes. And that can look like something so different for each individual, right?
Hmm.
So that's in any scenario,
Yeah.
you need to understand your people and what support looks like to them. That's so
Seriously.
important. And speaking up even when it's uncomfortable, that's a huge one because even as advocates, right, as people out here speaking up, like I think there's still situations for everyone that are just like more uncomfortable. And so
Hmm.
you're a little bit more quiet or you're a little bit more like, oh, I'll let it go this time or whatever, whatever, right? And it's like, yeah. So you saying your discomfort will never be worse than, and correct me if I wrote this wrong, the daily discrimination they face.
Hmm. That's correct.
That hit me like, wow. That's so powerful because it is like it can be so uncomfortable and we don't like being uncomfortable, but thinking about your discomfort versus their discomfort in other scenarios, daily scenarios, like that's powerful. That's really powerful.
I just, it just, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. So when it comes to that point, discomfort is momentary.
Mhm.
It does not usually scar. Discrimination scars consistently.
Yes. Yes.
Discomfort
100%.
in a situation like this, if you are if you're uncomfortable because you are standing up for something you believe in, that's not traumatizing. Being
Mhm.
discriminated against every day for who you are is traumatizing.
Yep.
and where this is where you were hitting mostly on transgender remembrance, Day of Remembrance, that your discomfort does not compare. It does not compare to the discrimination that leads to having to have a day of remembrance for people who are just themselves. Get the
Yep.
fuck over yourself and your discomfort. I don't know how to be kind about that one. I am so sorry. I was trying really hard to like stay calm
No,
and kind.
it's
I don't know how to be kind when it is humanity, and the majority
uh-huh.
of it are people who claim to be Christians. And obviously, I am no longer part of any church. I do believe that Jesus lived. I think he was an amazing human being. Like, I don't doubt the books or whatever that he lived and was a person of love and light. And people are using someone who was so good, who loved
Uh-huh.
everyone, and they're using that name, that being, as
To justify
to
their
justify their hate and fear and violence. And I can't. And their misunderstanding of it.
uh-huh.
Don't call yourself a Christian if you can't act like Christ. You can't love your neighbor regardless of who they are or what they do or who they love.
Uh-huh.
Don't call yourself a fucking Christian. That,
100%.
like, I try really hard to be kind about religion, and I really, really do. But this one's rough for me because it's
Well, when you use your religion as a scapegoat to be so hateful and
Mhm.
harmful, like I totally agree that everyone has the right to, you know, believe in what they believe in,
Right.
and we can all be respectful of different religions, but yeah, don't use it as an excuse to be hateful.
Yeah. If you're a shitty ass person and you're going to be rude to another human being, admit that you're a shitty ass person and you're going to be rude to another human being. Don't say it's
Hmm.
in the name of God or Jesus or
Yeah.
whoever.
Hide behind your God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't hide.
All the things. I agree. We need to speak up. We need to be uncomfortable. It's okay. We need to we need to support each other and love each other. We are all human beings. We all deserve to be able to be authentically ourselves and have people supporting us while doing that.
Absolutely. I really apologize. I apologize for getting so heated when this has been so beautiful this whole time, and then I got real heated at the end
No,
there.
don't apologize though, because the conversation led there. It's these are unfortunately tied things, right?
Yeah.
So I say don't apologize.
Well, thank you.
Not at all. Yeah, of course.
It just isn't. So this is something that I struggle with because I don't understand. I don't understand how people can look at other people and be so hateful and not even try to understand or even try to respect or lead with kindness.
Hmm.
I don't
This is
understand that.
different though because they are hurting people. It's
Yeah.
not, I don't understand because you're, living what's true to you. You are
Right.
actively hurting people.
Right.
And I don't understand how, as a fellow human being, you can do that and be so hateful.
And it's like I don't understand how people can look at the trans community and be like, "Oh, well that's abnormous." Why is that so abnormous? Why? Like, what makes it so, okay, so using the similar words for it of strange, irregular, weird, and kooky, what makes it that? What makes knowing yourself well enough to know that the body you're in doesn't fully match? Why is
Uh-huh.
that so weird?
And also, what is normal though? Like outside of the
Jesus.
norm, right? What is normal? There is not, like, even though there's this societal thing of normal, what is normal? Normal is different for everyone. and every community and every generation and every age group and every gender and like literally that normal is not a thing. So why are we all out here trying to conform? Like I don't.
It's a made up construct.
Mhm.
That's all it is. It's like everything.
100%.
It's like every fucking part of society is made up.
Mhm.
Someone was like, this sounds good. Let's do it.
I'm just gonna make
Okay.
a rule out here. Yeah. Well, and it's sad to me too that sometimes the biggest hate comes from those, or it can come from those that do understand these feelings
Uh-huh.
and this knowing, but they don't act on it, they don't move forward with it,
Right.
and they're hateful for that. And that's not okay.
Misery loves its company.
Mhm.
Really tragic. Like, that is really tragic.
Really, really. But yes, I feel like I guess we have gotten a little bit more passionate towards the end of this. Important takeaways, right? Be an advocate, educate yourself, support, love. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
just love. Can
Yeah.
we all just love each other and spread kindness and all of these beautiful things? Because we are all beautiful human beings and we have this inside of us and it brings us together and we can support and love each other.
Can you remind me what you challenged everyone at the end of your piece?
Let me pull my notes back up. I challenged everyone to support trans-led organizations, educate yourself and others about safety, advocacy, and affirmation, and be vigilant and proactive in everyday spaces.
I love
Similar
that.
things to what you said.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that so much. This episode, or on this episode for the week, I would like to challenge everyone to leave a comment on what being an ally means to you.
Oh, I love that.
What does that look like for you? Being an ally or having an ally? What does that look like? What does that mean? Also, as we were talking about just loving people, because again, we can't drive out hate with hate. We can only do that with love. It doesn't even have to be love, love. Like we can tolerate people without loving them, and
Yes.
baby steps. If we need to take baby steps, let's do it. Start by tolerating them. Start by finding the humanity. We're working towards a more beautiful tomorrow. So let's, before I get carried away, do you feel complete?
I do feel complete. We've hit a lot of really great things today. Do you feel complete?
I do feel extra complete. How passionate I got.
I love that. It's good to get passionate.
So with that being said, that is a wrap on this week's episode. Thank you so, so much for joining us in the chaos this week.
We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review or comment of your favorite moment or what you'd like to hear next, and share it with friends.
5 stars only, please. 5 stars. Thumbs up.
Yes,
If you didn't like us, find yourself a
all the
different.
positives.
Go somewhere else. It's fine. You don't need to let people know you didn't
You're
like
welcome to
us.
leave.
Chances are you know someone in your life that would love us, though.
Yes. Send us their way. That's great.
Shit.
Don't forget to follow
Don't
us.
forget to follow us on social media for more gorgeous pandemonium throughout the week.
Until next time, keep embracing the madness.
We'll see you
Next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.